Touch.
People always talk about my come up, cause I've been going on every summer. Pussy wanna talk about numbers, but your manager buy him swipe show, so bummy ain't nobody out now that can touch us.
First, I want to shout out all the stores in Tourist France, because for some reason, all of my best fit clothes are from Tourist France. Now, some of y'all are wondering, you live in Oklahoma City, what does your clothes fitting in Tourist France have to do anything with diabetes? That after I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, probably about 2.5 to 3 weeks afterwards, I went on a school trip to France, spent 2 weeks there. And while I was in France, I found out a lot about what I like, don't like, and what irritates me about living with diabetes. And everything that I learned in France is pretty much everything that I do to this day to take care of my diabetes. Okay, so the first thing that I absolutely do not like about diabetes is when people make fat references. Like, so when people are always make the joke that when you eat too much sugar or that fat people are the only people with type 1 diabetes. Well, if you look at me right now, I'm a pretty slim dude and I have type 1 diabetes. If you can't tell from this awesome bracelet that I have ordered off Amazon. This really irritates me because I'll be going throughout the day at school where everybody knows me. And I'll go along and someone will find out that I have type 1 diabetes and they'll look at me and go, well, you don't look like you have diabetes. What the fuck? I don't? So you can tell just by looking at me and the guy over there, that my pancreas doesn't work. Okay. Number 2, I hate always having to check my blood sugar constantly. So I have to carry this thing around everywhere I go because inside of it, it has this thing right here that I use. I prick my finger, get some blood, put it on this thing, and it tells me my blood sugar. What I hate is, as a type 1 diabetic, you have to check your blood sugar like 7 times a day. Like when you wake up, when you go to bed, before every meal, when you feel low, when you feel weird, just all the time. It's annoying. I have to do it so many times. It's gotten to the point, insurance only provides enough to test yourself 3 times a day. So I buy a box of like 300 test strips from Amazon. And to all diabetics who are struggling with this, they're very reliable. They're not like out of date when they get to your house. With Amazon Prime, just in general, they have like the 2-day shipping. So they get here and I have a good like 6 months to a year before they expire, which you get 300, so it'll last you a good month, easily. The next thing that I hate about type 1 diabetes is when I'm sick. Because when you're sick as a type 1 diabetic, you are sick. Not only do you have the flu, a cold, a fever, whatever you have to worry about your blood sugar shooting up to 300 and 400. I was just sick the other week, right? And my blood sugar was constantly at about 350, and it was the worst because I always had a headache. I was walking around everywhere. I was always having to go pee, and you obviously know what that's like if you have type 1 diabetes. Always being thirsty and having to go pee. 2 worst things in the world. The basic needs of your body that are just like constantly like, I need this. It's just awful. Not to mention on top of that, I got hurt during football season and got an infection, and I was put on steroids to help let it go away. Let me tell you, steroids are the worst thing ever for a diabetic. I mean, honestly. Taking 2 steroid pills a day, I was constantly at 450 for like 2 days. 450 is just, no, I cannot do that. That was awful. I was in bed for 2 days straight because I did not want to get up. Now, the next one is kind of controversial because older people nowadays are known to be a little smarter in general with general knowledge. The next thing I hate is whenever older people think that if you eat healthy, your diabetes will go away or you won't have to manage it at all, which is completely wrong with juvenile diabetes. And I know because at school, I walk past the office every day and there's this old lady who works the office, and every time I walk by, she always says hi, and the first thing she asks every time, how are you doing with your diabetes? And are you eating healthy? Eating healthy as a type 1 diabetic does almost nothing for me. Okay, with the exception of staying in general better shape, fewer carbs in most of your meals, real non-processed sugars, and just general like your body actually like functioning properly as a human being. But other than that, not that bad. Hey, you don't need to be healthy. Eat all the junk food you want. But no, I can't tell you how many times I've had my friends literally come up to me and say, so if you stop eating sugar altogether, you don't have diabetes? Do you see where I'm getting there? Like, no, sugar doesn't actually affect me at all. A whole other discussion for another day. The last thing that I don't like as a type 1 diabetic, which is anchored specifically towards me and like a minority of type 1 diabetics, is I go low all the time. For me, when I was first diagnosed, I didn't go high very much at all. As you know, I was in France and I didn't go high not a single time. I always went low every day. When I'm in school, I have to carry at least 2 snacks on me a day. It's almost like it's routine every day. If I'm in this range of blood sugar, I will always go low right at the beginning of 4th hour every day. No matter what. If I wake up in a range right here, unless I eat something, I always go low right here. So it is annoying because when I'm in sports, it's hard to work out and do everything because working out makes me go low so fast that I almost have to go to like 200 or 210 before my workout in order to do a full workout without going low. And even sometimes I'll still go low during the workout, and that is the most annoying thing ever, is always having to eat food and always having to bring snacks, which goes hand in hand with always checking my blood sugar. I'm always going low, so I always have to check my blood sugar, which just makes it that much more annoying, and I can't stand it. Oh my god. Well, anyways, that was 5 things that I hate about type 1 diabetes. If you liked the video, you can like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. Leave in the comments below, what do you dislike most about type 1 diabetes? If there's anything that I left out, leave that in the comments below and I'll probably put that in a future video, and you know, just keep smiling. See you.